Hey, what's going on? I'm Bill Dunleavy. I'm here with Estevan Oriol. We're at Super Chief Gallery in the installation for Contagious Culture Volume 5. Contagious Culture is our annual submission-based photography show. It's all submissions. We take submissions for weeks from professionals, amateurs, anybody who takes photos. And it's a celebration of underground culture through photography, Los Angeles culture, all for art's sake. We just choose all the photos we like, and this is the 5th incarnation of it. And I'm very proud to say that this one was totally co-produced by Estevan and I. Estevan, it's an honor to have curated it with you.
Yeah.
It's so hard to take this show up a notch every year, and this one, absolutely the best one that we've ever done. Blowing people's minds, blowing the Los Angeles Times mind, and it's just such a cool collection of photos reflective of what's going on right now, what's a little bit of historical lineage of what's going on right now as well. And we've got it all from street culture, graffiti, art, music subcultures, of course protest, which has become a huge part of our lives this year.
Yep.
And I'm blown away by it. Curating this with you has been awesome. Thank you very much for lending your credibility, your skill, your eye as a photographer and an editor to it. In the process of editing it with you, there were so many times where you were like, Bill, that's a bad photo. You know, we could lose that one. And I was like, you know what, God damn it, you are right.
My eye goes to like eyesores, and if the photo is like just a little bit off, it just throws me off, and I can't look at it no more. So I have to like feel good every time. I would hate to walk through here and be like, that was okay, but it just wasn't
the composition
quite there.
had just been a little better.
But I was happy with everything that we picked. It was 161 photographers, 260 photos that fit perfectly. The guys from El Sereno Graphics did all the printing of this and the book.
Hell yeah.
Which was a great addition to the show, is having the book, and I think we killed it.
I think so.
We did a good job, and I don't have to have my stuff in it, especially if I'm curating, that already has my name on it, but it's always nice to have my work in, just to have everybody together, see that.
I'm a huge fan of your work. I'm really excited. Thanks for letting, thanks for blessing it with the LA Hands photo. Your most known and iconic photo of the LA Hands, putting that on the cover, having that in the show, just using that as an anchor that speaks to people that says, yo, we're going for a LA culture representative sample here.
So I'd say I have around 500,000 photos shot on film, minus 100 maybe, or plus 100,000.
Wow.
But I have a lot of digital photos too, but I don't really count those because they're not tangible. Like I can't see them or feel them. I can see them, of course, in the computer, in the folder, in the hard drive, but for me, if I can't see them and touch them, it's different, So the world's seen a couple thousand of mine from the books and from other things that I've sent photos to. Every now and then I'll get somebody that wants a new subject, and then I send them another 10 to 20. But that's pretty much how it's been going for years. Each book that I have has like 300 photos in it. So it's like I've put out 6 books and a couple zines, and then I've put special subjects in group books. So that's how there is what there is out there. And people are like, well, why don't you put more, But it's like, because that's more work that I have to do with past stuff, and then I'm not doing my present and future.
What do you plan on doing with all those old negatives? Are you planning to go through those?
I'm planning to I mean, I would love to get to the point where I could make enough money to have a couple employees that could just be my archivists, which are pretty expensive people, to get it done right. You know, they're handling your negatives for one that are 30 years old. You can never go back and shoot those 30 years ago unless you have a time machine, and everybody else has a time machine that can go with you to shoot them.
Yep.
But I don't know anybody that does. So any of you out there have a time machine or whatever, let me know. We can go back to the 90s, get all the shots that I missed. I missed some shots of Eazy-E I wanted to get that I was around him at certain points. Tupac, I was around him at certain points. And I always thought like, oh, I'll just get it. When a magazine hires me, I'll shoot him then, but I don't want to bug him, you know? Like there was a different respect and a different way of approaching people back then. For me, it was always about respect their space and their, they're not at photo shoot.
Yeah, you don't want to be hounding these famous people.
Yeah, we're not at the photo shoot place. We're at this kind of place. We're at the market. We're at a restaurant. We're at this, we're at that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna bug them and be, because people will go up to you and they'll go, hey man, I know you're eating with your family or you're having this intimate dinner with your loved one or you're with your mom on Mother's Day or whatever. I don't mean to bother you, but can I get a photo real quick? And you're like, well, you don't mean to bother me, but
you just bothered me.
Yeah, you just like, me and my mom are having dinner for Mother's Day or her birthday or whatever. Now I gotta, but I don't mind it, you know, like you have to do that. The people support you, you know, so they might never see you again. Like, I get it. I might never see this guy. He might have loved these photos or this girl or woman or any, you know, whatever type person it is. This might be their one time to get their, you know, time to talk or whatever.
You never really know when it's your last chance to
yeah, I never know what it's my last, you know.
Both those guys, yeah.
So many photos I have of people have passed away. And it was never like, planned, you know, never like known.
Yeah.
So I've missed a lot of photo shoots of people that I should have shot because I thought I'll see them again.
I think the moral of the story there is, if you want to do something, maybe just don't wait.
Yeah.
Just do it.
If you get
don't
your
kick
chance,
it down the road.
Take your shot and go for it.
Maybe you don't got to harass them when they're at dinner with their family, but if you want to shoot with them, get on it and do it.
And then it's not really harassing, you know, but like, you know, you're just like, hey, can I get a photo? Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna get a photo real quick. And just do that, you know, and just keep it moving.
Yeah. Bit of a life lesson though, just like.
But I've seen other situations like that go bad too. Like people that didn't want to stop eating with their girl and got asked for an autograph and ended up turning into an ugly situation.
Yep.
And you know, that's not a cool thing either. So it's never happened to me, but I've known people that it's happened to, and sometimes it's...
Citizens app, you know what it says?
No.
Group of 30 men robbing LA Convention Center.
What? 30 people are robbing the LA Convention Center right now?
Reporting live from
day
Super Chief Gallery.
Active around Super Chief today, damn. Earlier, my neighbor got robbed on the sidewalk at 10:30 in the morning. A car, today, that's how the day started today. Someone pulled up in a car and got out and ran up with their hand in their pants like they had a gun, clocked my neighbor, took his wallet and his chain. And then we grabbed all the security camera footage from all the neighbors around, and a few hours later, they pulled the guy over and arrested him.
I bet that guy didn't know that he was pulling a gun out and he was in the street of a school, an elementary school. So it's like,
that's
if
bad.
you're robbing people and you might get caught, like, just be careful if you're around a school, because then it turns into a whole nother thing.
Oh my God, yeah.
You're endangering, you know, children and...
That kind of thing doesn't always happen here, but damn, that was a crazy one today.
Like, I think they give you extra time if you're dealing drugs down the block from the school.
Like
so
within the a couple
if
block
you're
radius.
pulling out guns on people, robbing them, I'm sure there's probably a little, they do a little something on your charge. But yeah, so anyways, this was a great experience, a great opportunity, and the thing I love about all these photos, other than they're like the pulse of the city, is that there's some people that are just doing this for fun, and they're young kids, and then there's some people that did this in the 70s or 80s, or they're come from different decades, and we're showing their photos with the photos of now, and it's cool mixture,
Yeah.
I like that.
I love that too. I think that, well, part of what I try to do here with Super Chief Gallery, or I think it's important for any art gallery or curator, is you need to be able to connect the older generation to the newer generation, because young kids are a sponge for information, but they don't know the whole history.
Yeah.
As you get older, you start to just meet these young kids that are just into whatever it is they're into right now, and it's
Yeah.
crazy when they don't know like where the thing they're into, if it's graffiti or if it's music, what all the different people that came before them that built up the thing that they now
Yeah.
love and identify with. It's like that kind of research isn't done as much anymore, and I think us as people who are a little older, we're able to have that perspective, and we can share that with kids and help them learn, like, hey, this sort of culture that you love has a whole history that you can do research, become
Yeah.
a researcher on, dig in, and get to know these people before they die. Take it all in now, because things happen. And I think that the show we put together is a really contemporary look at Los Angeles, but I'm really glad that we made the exception and put in some older photos to provide that context too.
Yeah. What did LA Times say about it?
LA
I like
Times
that.
said, here, I'll tell you exactly what they said. So this is the LA Times on Contagious Culture 5. Bottling the feeling of living in Los Angeles is a nearly impossible feat. There's too much land to cover, too many stories to tell, a myriad of indispensable cultures, of course, and an incredible amount of nuance. But Super Chief Gallery LA's latest exhibition gets pretty darn close.
I think we nailed it.
I think so. I think so too. And also, like, just the events that have gone on amidst the backdrop of this show too has inspired me a lot. Obviously, we're like in the middle of the anti-ICE protests.
Yeah.
I believe we're on like day 36 of being under assault from the federal government, fascist federal government, and we've responded to that. The first anti-ICE protests, the big ones where the Waymos were set on fire and everyone was downtown for days on end,
Yeah.
were the weekend following the opening of, or the weekend before the show.
Yeah.
So it almost felt like the atmosphere in Los Angeles was, if you're about to do an art show, maybe cancel it. You could be seen as being insensitive to what's going on right now.
Yeah.
The fact that we were already speaking about these topics, we already had so many of the previous anti-ICE protests. We're celebrating the culture of immigrants. We're celebrating outlaw cultures and underground cultures in Los Angeles. I was like, well, we're not going to cancel anything. Now we just have to double down on our community support.
Yeah.
And so we had the opening party, but then we also hosted a fundraiser benefit for CHIRLA, the Immigrants' Rights Organization.
The night before, yeah.
We raised $10,000 for CHIRLA in this time of need. We did a protest sign making workshop as people were getting ready to go out for the No Kings protests.
Yeah.
We hosted a grocery drive for families to get groceries and household essentials delivered to them through Polo's Pantry and Hands Up Gallery. And then just yesterday, we hosted a fashion, like a high-end, highbrow fashion show of all indigenous designers and models. And so to be able to have the show up, but at the same time have it all completely in line with the goal to be like a space and a gallery that serves the community and fosters this culture, has felt really great and inspiring, because I think we spend a lot of time on the internet, and when you consume all the doom and gloom shit going on through just the internet, it can be really depressing.
Yeah.
But to bring people together in person creates a real sense of solidarity and camaraderie that is my goal with this place, and I feel like this month, despite the sadness of everything going on, we've been able to do a lot of really positive social building.
Yeah, well, that comes also too from what we did during the fires.
That's
you know,
right.
like the amount of community work we did during the fires was pretty mind blowing for me, and then it was such a great feeling. You know, like
Yeah.
like I was helping Tepito Coffee serve coffee to the firemen in Pasadena at the Rose Bowl. There's about 1,000 of them. Going up there in the mornings around 7 to 8-ish, before 9. Then I'd go to the fire brigade and help clean up all the debris in the neighborhood over there in Altadena from like 9 to 12. And then Super Chief had a relief center open at 12 to like 7. So I'd come down here and do that, running, things that people needed to their houses or different places, and then getting food and taking it to different fire stations from like 7 to 9. So we were back to back, all day long helping the community for that, and now it's for this. And then one thing I did notice about the events that we threw the first weekend during during the beginning of all this was that there was about 2,000 people here, I'd say, throughout the night. And that, what I noticed about that was, it was about 4 hours, I think, that people got to forget about all that.
Yeah.
And they got to feel like some joy.
Yeah, absolutely.
In a dark time, which we need. Like, you can't just be getting bombarded with shit all day long and not have no room in your life for something good, So by us doing those events, I feel like it gave people like a 4-hour break of the bullshit,
Exactly.
So
and that's important because it's not an overnight struggle.
Very important.
This is a protracted, long struggle that we're in for. So
yeah, like people like thinking of canceling your events, like don't cancel your events, don't cancel work, like keep everything moving so that people can keep living. Like how are we all gonna live if we all stop doing everything? If we stop going to work, if we stop doing events, if we stop going to have fun, it's like, what are we gonna do? Like for me, I know what I do when I'm not doing that. I'm out, seeing what's going on. But for, when you saw like what happened with Black Lives Matter, there was like, I don't know, maybe 100,000 people on Hollywood Boulevard. They all came out for George Floyd and Breonna Taylor when they got killed and, shot, in those other states back east. But this was happening here. And like, there was only a couple thousand people out those days. And I was tripping out on that, I was like, is the rest of the city coming to
it was
help
not
out
that many people.
The things that are happening in our city?
A small number of people made a huge
We just
impact.
come out to support things that are going on, tragedies and traumas that are going on in different states or different countries. Like, this is right here, hometown.
Los Angeles, I think they went to war with Los Angeles because they know we're the hardest city to beat, and they wanted to make us submit to make an example of us so that they can walk all over the rest of the country. Because LA has a real fighting spirit, a real history of resistance, and LA showed them that they're not going to go down like that.
Yeah.
And I think that even that small, just a couple thousand people in the streets making noise against a lot of LAPD, a lot of sheriffs, a lot of Marines, National Guard, that was overblown response, inspired the rest of the country to get up and get active.
And other countries.
Yeah. It's now something that there's a real resistance to.
And it's messed up, but it was like, the violence is what caught everybody's attention.
I agree.
Like us just saying give peace a chance and, let's not do this or let's not do that. That goes so far, but it was they didn't notice it until
Exactly.
the
You gotta
violence hit the
do
streets.
even Martin Luther King and the so-called like great peaceful protests of the past. Those were very organized disobedience campaigns that involved boycotts and strikes, and it was not just like roll over and be peaceful. Sometimes that theory taken to an extreme, just like the peace police, can take all the life out of a movement. I think you have to respect people's diversity of expressions when it comes to a protest. Obviously, no one wants to see the local businesses looted.
No.
But violence, if you're throwing a rocket at ICE van, you're delivering your message effectively. If you're spray painting "fuck ICE" on the side of a building, that message is clear as political graffiti. I think that speaks to people. It gets the message out there.
It's been happening for years.
Yeah.
That's why another thing I was thinking of when I was shooting that type of stuff was, where does my want for taking pictures of protests and stuff come from? I was thinking I could be on the couch right now watching all this on the news, eating some ice cream or drinking some juice or something and just chilling in the AC.
Back with the martini.
Yeah, I could be doing all that, or I could be, doing something else. And there was nothing happening at the beach or whatever. You could have gone down there. Even like when I went back to like Hollywood because I was starving and everything was closed down here, so I had to go over there to eat. You would never know that anything was going on downtown.
Yeah, it was a
So
4-block radius.
yeah, it was like nothing, but it kicked up so much dust. Got the president's attention, which was pretty wild. But what I was thinking about was, where does this come from for me? And then I started looking at some of my dad's early photography, and it comes from, he started taking pictures of protests and community stuff. He was like a community organizer. He opened up medical clinics and dental clinics for the community that couldn't afford it. And part of the thing that he did was he took photos and documented that whole thing to show that how the junkyards and the industry businesses down in San Diego, how they were treating the neighborhood, and they had a bunch of junk and shit and toxic stuff all over the neighborhood. So him and his people were about cleaning it up, clean it up. We got kids around here, we got families around here. They clean up your mess. And
Real photojournalism.
he had all those photos, and I was like, that's where it comes from. Like, this is in my blood.
Was it your dad who got you to pick up a camera?
It sure
in
was.
life? Yeah.
And I didn't even have to pick it up. He put it in my hands.
Beautiful.
He was like, hey man, I got this extra camera. Me and my wife, we got this Minolta ST2, and we want you to document you building your lowrider and you doing your thing with your car club, and you to document your job where you're touring around the world with House of Pain in Cypress Hill. So at first I was like, well, I don't know, it wasn't cool to take pictures,
Yeah.
Like you carry around a big old clunky camera.
Yeah, it's a lot to carry.
You couldn't just put it in your pocket and like take it out and like do little secret shots, like you gotta like take this big thing out and be like this to your face, So you have to become comfortable with that. It's a weird feeling, but I ended up doing it little by little with my friends and family, and then it branched out from there to like my friends' friends and my family's friends, and here we are.
Before you knew it, you were that guy.
56 countries later, thousands of people.
That's beautiful. Your dad passed that down to you. Actually, photography was my way into art as well, and the way I got into photography is when I was a child. My dad was a slot machine technician in the casinos, and he went to go work on a cruise ship and traveled around the world, so he brought a camera with him. And he came back with all these pictures of him partying in Rio de Janeiro and all over the place.
That's sick.
And when he came back, I was like, whoa, what? You took these pictures? This is
Yeah.
crazy. And then he just gave me the camera, gave me the little book about photography, and he was like, here, I don't want this stuff anymore. I'm back to working in Atlantic City.
That's
So here,
cool.
you get into it. And then I got very into photography, starting with my dad's cruise around the world,
That is
slot machine
great.
tech.
That's so cool.
But my favorite part about this show too is it's very democratized. Every time we do Contagious Culture, there's a bunch of photographers who are just blown away to be accepted in the show.
Yeah.
This year, blown away to be on the wall with Estevan Oriol, the fact that we like their photos. And people just, it's really empowering to put everyday people's photos and be like, this is good. I'm putting it in the art gallery. This is going to be a part of this record for this year. And it's a good photo. I don't care if it's your only good photo.
Yeah.
You that one's good. Take note.
And some of these people were just people that do it as a hobby.
Some of it's super hobby.
They
Yeah.
might have taken 100 photos in their whole life,
Yep.
and one of them is on the wall. And then there's people like somebody we brought in, Fox. You know, he's an elder, and he took pictures in the early '80s, and he killed it. You know, he has pictures of political people from back in that time, different movements in the neighborhoods, like community movements, like protest activism. He has lowrider culture, gang culture.
I'm excited to interview
And
Fox.
Yeah, it was cool to be able to have him in the show. You know,
Really
you got
cool.
The
Yeah,
OG.
And you're helping
You got
get
some
him out there now, huh?
brand new people that never have been in an art show. So I love the scale of, you know, people that we open it up to.
And just last night, I met the guy holding the "Fuck Ice" sign on the
Yeah.
back cover of the book in Erica Weitz's photo.
Yeah.
He came to the event last night, and I saw him, and I was like, "Hey, man, what's up? Do I know you?" And then he was just like, "I'm on the book," and I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh my God, this is the other part of Contagious Culture that's so fun when you start to meet the people in the photos."
Yeah, and you hear their stories.
And we just had Triggs here from your photos, HOB. It's dope to start to learn, because every one of the photos in the collection has a long story behind
Yeah.
it. Knowing who that person is, what their life was.
And what they're doing in that photo, what's
Yep,
going on.
Yep. And then we have some good representation of some of the street characters of LA. We got the guy who dances with the Jesus Saves cross in intersections. Almost everyone's seen him at some time in LA.
Yeah.
We got the guy who wears the Viking hat and flips everybody off.
Yeah.
We got Pepper, for the OG from DTLA. And the guy who painted himself blue at the Dodgers victory
Yeah. We got so
event.
much. It's you could come here multiple times and still not get
I love
it
it
all.
I never want to end the show because it's just so cool. Bring
Yeah,
so many
we
people
can't.
in.
You just got to keep doing it.
I really-
And
I
what
re-
where did it come from? Can you tell the people out there how this
History of the
started?
show?
Yeah.
So in 2019, which is I believe when I met you, when we started working together,
Yeah.
I curated a first incarnation of this sort of group photo show, and it was all about my frustrations with social media and how people are obsessed with clout and likes. And so I was out in the desert thinking about a title for the show, and I just arrived at "Fuck the Likes." And that message actually really resonated with a lot of people. We spray
loved it.
painted "Fuck the Likes" on the wall, and we said, "Fuck Instagram ruining photography and making it all about getting clout. Like, photography is just fucking fun and should be experimental and done because it's just fucking cool, and the older photos get, the better they are." And it was "Fuck the Likes" Volume 1, West Coast Vision, focused in on all West Coast photographers because I didn't want to make it too broad. And I invited you and Bill Daniel. I co-curated that first one with a graffiti guy from Oakland, Anson. And it was great. It was a lot smaller than what it's grown into, and we never would have known back then that it was gonna get so big.
Yeah.
But a lot's happened since then. The old Super Chief Gallery was blown up in an explosion in early 2020. The pandemic started. That place was demolished. We came back here, opened Super Chief in the new location in 2022. And then I started the very first art show coming back and getting in this building. I couldn't wait. I was like, I have to do another Fuck the Likes. And so that was Fuck the Likes Volume 2, Contagious Culture, because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
And I was like, the virus, the spreading of the Black Lives Matter protests, it's just like this culture is just contagious.
Yeah.
And so I just stuck with the name Contagious Culture after that. So now, if you know about Fuck the Likes, you're really an OG on that shit. And Contagious Culture just kind of has that nice alliteration, double C. You know? And I think the show is more about culture than it is about being anti-social media. So it's still Fuck the Likes since day one. But now this show is more representative of us trying to capture a particular slice of underground culture.
I like that we went away from using people's photos with their phones too.
Yeah. Try to keep it pure, keep it real photography.
Yeah. But people will get hurt if you tell them that their photo with their phone isn't real photography, or their photo with their drone.
Yeah, screenshot of a video.
Yeah, screenshot of the video isn't real photography. But it's like, even like spray and pray photography kind of like pisses me off.
Yeah,
like, you just go, and then you just go, there's one.
Yeah,
it's like,
I like when it's more spontaneous.
It takes you have to shoot 1,000 shots to get one. Like,
even if it's from the hip, it's like,
shoot some
still,
film,
that's cool.
And like that's how I learn. Like, you try to make every shot count because you're paying for that.
That's right.
And
yeah,
it made to me it made me better.
I agree. Anyone who's a only digital photographer, get yourself a point and shoot film camera, or get a roll
Just
of
for
film.
The fuck of it, if you're a photographer, like why wouldn't you?
It teaches you to be more deliberate because you only get what 30, 34, 36 shots.
And it teaches you, to see. You don't get to cheat. If you can't take a perfect picture, when you can see the photo here before you shoot it, you're not doing perfect shots.
Oh yeah.
There's something wrong with you, for sure.
I miss the viewfinder. I really.
There's no way you can take a shitty picture with a digital camera when you're looking at it, because you can see it.
Yeah.
Like, if any of my photos come out shitty, it's because it was like I didn't see what I shot, so I didn't really get that, and I was in the moment. But if you're taking a shitty photo with a digital camera when you can see it while you're shooting, and then the mentality they have is, oh, you know what? It's a half-ass photo, but I'll fix it in Photoshop.
Yeah, totally.
Like, get the fuck out of here, man.